my loyal and intuitive Cancer friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. A Cancer, this week finds you sitting in a quiet tension that others might not easily see. There is a heaviness you're carrying, perhaps not all your own, and it lingers behind your words, your gestures, even in the way you pause before answering. You might feel the weight of what's unsaid pressing at your chest, as if every sigh is a silent plea for space you can rarely claim. It's not so much exhaustion as a slow overwhelm, the kind that builds from caring too deeply about people and situations that don't always give back in kind. Maybe there's a sense of being needed or expected to hold it all together, and lately you've felt that expectation more sharply. You could be questioning whether your efforts are even noticed, or if you are simply becoming the invisible backbone holding up someone else's world. In this space, it's easy to mistake quiet strength for passivity, or to wonder if you're giving too much of yourself without replenishment. Underneath it all, a longing for relief stirs, delicate and persistent. You want to set something down, but you're not sure which burden is yours to release. There's tenderness here, too, a hope that someone, maybe even yourself, will finally see what you're carrying and honor it. This is the emotional landscape you're moving through as the week opens, and it colors everything that follows. The Ten of Wands appears as a mirror to this inner state, a gentle acknowledgement that your sense of responsibility has become both your armor and your weight. You know what it's like to hold many threads at once, keeping the fabric of daily life from unraveling. Each small demand, each quiet promise, adds up until you find yourself moving through days with shoulders slightly hunched, as if bracing for one more ask. Sometimes you wonder if anyone notices the effort at all, or if it would matter if you simply let a few things drop. That question, would it matter, edges into your thoughts, especially in quiet moments, yet you continue because letting go is complicated. Some burdens are chosen out of love, others out of habit, and a few have simply attached themselves over time. You might feel a growing impatience with the constant juggling, a restlessness that comes from realizing you've reached the outer limit of what you can hold. This isn't just about fatigue, it's about the tension between wanting to help and needing to breathe. There are moments in your week where you catch yourself wishing for a pause, a genuine exhale, not just a quick breath between tasks. You notice the subtle ways you've adapted, perhaps saying yes when you mean maybe, or pushing through aches because someone else needs you. There's a quiet pride in your resilience, but also a recognition that resilience left unchecked can become isolation. You might wonder if you can really put something down, or if that would make you less dependable, less needed. Inside, you sense that the answer isn't as simple as pushing through. There's an invitation, almost imperceptible, to notice where care for others has eclipsed care for yourself. This week, the true challenge lies not in how much you carry, but in whether you can allow yourself to be seen, by others and by yourself, in the fullness of all you hold. From this place of silent endurance, your path ahead begins to shift. The very feelings that have weighed on you now start to shape the decisions you face and the way you move through your days. When you're stretched thin, even small choices can feel overwhelming. The longing for relief stirs up questions. What could you release and what must you keep? As you wrestle with these uncertainties, you may notice your mind drifting toward possibilities, some real, some imagined. The edge of exhaustion can make every option feel urgent. But it's not just about letting go, it's about discerning which burdens truly belong to you and which have simply become habit. The sense of being pulled in multiple directions grows stronger, and with it the need to pause and truly listen to what you want, not just what others expect. This is where your path is shaped, not by outside events alone, but by the subtle shifts in your own priorities. The inner state you carry now sets the stage for choices that might once have felt impossible, or at least unthinkable, before this pressure built up. There's a gentle momentum gathering, one that could nudge you toward clarity if you're willing to notice it. As the week unfolds, the Seven of Cups comes forward, reflecting the swirling mix of choices, pressures, and temptations that surround you. This isn't a week of quiet, steady progress. Instead, you may find yourself caught between competing demands and desires. Some options may appear dazzling, almost too good to be true, while others carry the weight of obligation or guilt. There's a restlessness in the air, a sense that every path comes with its own price. You feel the friction between what you wish you could do and what feels necessary. At moments, the sheer number of possibilities might leave you frozen, unsure which direction will bring you closer to relief. It can be disorienting to navigate so many choices when your energy is already running low. Yet beneath the confusion, there's a subtle pressure to choose, to commit to something or someone when your heart is still undecided. The external world may push you to make up your mind, to pick up yet another responsibility, or to chase a fleeting comfort that promises escape. But deep down, you sense that not all options are equal. Some choices glitter with promise but leave you empty once reached, while others demand more than you have to give. There's a quiet wisdom growing, even in the midst of this confusion. You start to notice which pressures come from outside, and which ones arise from your own longing to be needed, to be seen, to be enough. The week may bring offers or opportunities that look tempting on the surface, but carry hidden costs, perhaps to your time, your energy, or your peace. The friction you feel is real. It's the tension between wanting to do it all and knowing you simply can't. This is not a time for perfect answers. Instead, it's a moment for gentle honesty, for allowing yourself to name what you truly want, even if you're not ready to act on it yet. Out of this cloud of choices and pressures, your potential begins to emerge. It's clear that what becomes possible now depends entirely on how you meet this moment. If you move forward on autopilot, picking up every burden or chasing every option, the week will pass in a blur of exhaustion and indecision. But if you pause, really pause, and allow yourself to feel what's true beneath the noise, something shifts. The possibility here is not in finding the right answer, but in choosing to respond consciously with your whole self. This is where growth takes root, in the act of meeting the messiness of the moment with a willingness to see yourself clearly, strengths and limits alike. You may notice as you slow down that your choices become less about pleasing others and more about honoring your own needs. The path forward is shaped not by what you could do, but by what feels sustainable, what feels real. The sense of potential is delicate, but it's there, waiting for you to claim it, not as a goal to chase, but as a truth to inhabit. The Emperor steps into this space with a steadying presence. This is not the cold authority of control for its own sake, but the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your own boundaries and values. Growth in this context looks like claiming your own ground, not with force but with certainty. You may feel the first stirrings of this as you begin to say no to what drains you, or as you allow yourself to prioritize what truly matters. There's an invitation here to see structure not as restriction, but as a form of kindness, to yourself most of all. When you recognize where your energy goes and choose consciously what you give to others, you begin to feel a grounded strength returning. This is not about shutting out the world or becoming rigid. Rather, it's the calm assurance that you can hold space for your own needs alongside those of others. The week offers you moments where you glimpse what it feels like to stand in your own authority, to make choices that reflect your real self, not just your role in someone else's story. There's a quiet satisfaction in this, a sense that you're finally building a life that supports you, not just everyone else. The potential here is unmistakable. to move through your days with a confidence that's rooted in self-respect, and to let that confidence shape not just what you do, but how you feel. As you look back across the week, the threads of all three cards weave together into a single, gentle reflection. You began in a place of quiet overwhelm, carrying more than your share, unsure if you could safely set anything down. The pressure and confusion of too many options pressed in, each demanding a piece of your attention and energy. Yet through it all there was a slow, steady invitation to listen more deeply to yourself, to trust that your needs matter, and that structure can be a gift, not a burden. The path was not about finding perfect balance or making the right choice every time. Instead, it was about honoring the truth of how much you carry, and allowing yourself the dignity of boundaries. The Emperor's energy arrives not as a solution, but as a reassurance. You are allowed to take up space, to choose what supports you, to rest when you need it. In the end, the week is less about what you accomplished and more about how you met yourself in the midst of it all. There's comfort in knowing that your strength does not depend on how much you carry, but on your willingness to be honest about what you need. The reassurance is simple and profound. You are enough just as you are, and you deserve to feel supported by your own choices. Actionable insights for Cancer this week. This week asks you to notice where your energy naturally wants to flow and to gently honor that impulse. You could try saying no to one small request, simply to feel the space it creates. There's also an invitation to carve out a few quiet moments just for yourself without needing to explain why. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am allowed to rest when I need it. My limits are worthy of respect. Each choice I make belongs to me. I trust myself to know what I need. I am strong and I am enough. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.